I'm Sandra Spears, and I have a real loving interest in the National WASP World War II Museum because my father, Rigdon Edwards, this is his picture here, was a primary flight instructor for the WASP in 1944. This is a picture of myself, my dad, and my sister at that time. And so the WASP had been part of my life nearly all my life. My dad, being a primary instructor, flew the PT-17 all the time. That's a primary trainer. It's called a Stearman. It was the one bi-wing plane that they had at that time, left over for World War I. But he was a very patient man, and many of the gals said that they never would have been able to graduate if it hadn't been for him. And he always said that the WASP were better pilots than the men pilots because they read the directions, they listened to what he had to say, and then they did what he told them to do. He said, when I go home, that doesn't happen. So he had a good sense of humor, and he was very patient and kind. Many times if the WASP were about to wash out for some reason, well, they would have Daddy take them up and kind of evaluate the situation and see, you know, whether it was their skills as a pilot or just what it was that was causing them to be so frustrated. And many times it was the instructor that was yelling and cussing at them and everything instead of their flying skills that was causing the problem. So some of them said he kept them from washing out. One of his lifelong WASP friends was Elaine Harmon. She was one of his students and kept in touch until Daddy passed away in '98. And after he passed away, she wrote me a letter and said that after she soloed, that he gave her a candy bar and that she still had the wrapper of that candy bar. So he was a very kind and loving man. What I remember about that time is taking Daddy to work every day. And we would drive through the gate at the entrance, and the guard would come out of the guard shack and shine his flashlight in the back of the car. And my sister and I would usually still be in our jammies, and he would see that it was just us, and he would wave us on in to go up to the flight line or take Daddy wherever he needed to go. Then when it was time for Daddy to come home in the afternoon, he would buzz the house 3 times, fly over the house, and we'd say, "Mama, it's time to go get Daddy." So we knew. Now, J.C. Pace was also a flight instructor, and he lived across the street from us. But he flew the AT-6, and even as kids we could tell the difference in the engine noise to know that whether it was Daddy or J.C. buzzing the house.